One of the other numbers that's important in sending the gap dimensions is knowing the BHC, the bolt hole circle diameter. And basically what you do is you measure the two far apart from one another. Now most of these motors are made in China, and so you want to go center to center, or you can go left side of the bolt hole to the left side of the bolt hole. That's another way to do it. If you have calipers, that's the best way to do it. But most guys will just go center to center, and you just kind of eyeball it. Most of the Chinese patterns will be, I don't want to say even, but they'll be like 160 or 165 or 150 or 155 in increments of 5 millimeter. Now, it's when it's, I don't want to say an American company, but like typically when they want to make it seem like JL, where all their stuff is made in China, but they want to make it seem like it's made in America, and so they'll use an American standard. Always convert to metric. So like on the, we figured out on the 13W7 that it's actually 161 millimeter. So whatever that comes out to as far as standard, it's probably like 6 3/4 or something like that, whatever it is. But just keep an eye out on that. And then of course this is standard hardware, which is M6. So that, but by telling me the bolt hole circle, it tells me what frames are available for it. Also knowing the side view and how tall this is tells me how tall we can go on the wind height. And I've been getting a lot of questions about how tall of a wind height can you get away with. And there's a lot of variables to that, so I don't want to get into it in this video. But basically you want to have it so that you can go full X-max of the coil, meaning all the way from the top all the way to the bottom without bottoming out. That's basically the key. If you can do that, then you're in pretty good shape. You can still bottom it out depending on how much voltage you apply to the woofer, but that's the idea that you want to keep. As far as float goes, the smallest shim that is in the industry is JL Audio, and it's not a good thing. And they cheat by using Kapton, which is a reinforced fiberglass formers, which even when they rub, they don't really make a noise, or they make very little noise. And so I don't recommend using a gap like that. I recommend using at least 0.5 millimeter, if not 3/4. The standard is 3/4, and then no larger than about 1 millimeter. Now some of the standard coils out there, like Jacob uses on the SA Classic, it actually uses 3 business cards, which is 1.5 millimeter all the way around, so on each side. I don't agree with that, but whatever. That's his way of doing it. It's nice and floppy sloppy. But basically, the closer proximity that you have, the better the heat transfer. That's one of the reasons why DD says that their subs are better. Do you get a little bit more BL? Yeah, but it's not really worth the risk of it being off slightly or sagging over time and then rubbing. So, and I see that a lot with a lot of DD subs, is they just kill themselves over time. Now I think DD does that because again, they're trying to be a premium company and they want you to buy a new set of woofers every year or every 2 years. That's their business model. I don't like that, and so I like to have a little bit of gap. On the outside, I like to have 0.5 millimeter or more. Typically 1 millimeter is nice and safe, and then the inside gap, you want to have 1 millimeter to about 3/4 or even 0.5 millimeter as far as the shim goes. So I hope that answers your question. Thanks.